Hey guys, welcome back. We are on day 17 of our First 40, where we are taking the first 40 days of 2019 from January 1st to February 9, and we are just seeking the face of God, praying, fasting, getting in the Word. Now today, I just want to share a real quick word with you that I hope will lift your spirits. It's found in Hebrews chapter 11, where we read a very interesting passage about a very interesting individual by the name of Enoch. Now Enoch was a man from the Old Testament, the book of Genesis, who lived about 300 plus years, and one day his families went to find him. His community was looking for him, and he was gone. Just like that, vanished. He, in fact, had been translated. He'd been walking so close with God that God was like, yo, Enoch, you might as well just come to heaven because, you spend so much time with me. And God translated him just like that. So then if you fast forward to the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 5, it kind of sums up his life, but it says something very interesting, and I want to read it to you. Hebrews 11, verse 5, it says, by faith, Enoch was taken away so that he did not see death and was not found because God had taken him. Remember how I just said his family and his friends were looking for him, but they couldn't find him? Where Hebrews 11 says he wasn't found. Why? Because God had taken him. Not to the grave. He didn't die. He was translated. And so it goes on to say, because God had taken him, for before he was taken, he had this testimony that he pleased God. Now, this is very interesting. Hebrews 11 is essentially saying that the reason why Enoch was taken is because he pleased God. Now, the question is, what did Enoch do that actually caused him to please God? Was it his diet? Was it his lifestyle? Was it his choice of clothes? Was it his employment? Was it when he went to church? Was it how he worshiped? What exactly happened in Enoch's life that he was pleasing to God? Well, if you keep reading Hebrews 11, it actually tells you. It says, for he pleased God, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. There it is. It tells us right there in the text that the thing that actually pleases God is when you, men and women, choose to live their life every single day walking by faith. It says, for without faith, it's impossible to please him. For he who comes to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. Now, this thing of faith, I'm sure you're familiar with it. Faith is not just believing that there is a God up there, right? That's one level, right, of faith, you can say. That's one level of belief. But faith, more so than believing that there's a God up there, is believing that God is actively leading your life, that this word is in fact still true and still applies. Faith is believing that when you seek God and pray big prayers and dream big dreams, that God will reward those who diligently seek him. And so what he's desiring us from his children is that you and I would be men and women who live every single day walking by faith. Now, this is the reality that most of us, we don't walk by faith. Most of us, we walk by fear. We walk by discouragement. We walk by uncertainty. We walk by the desire to be approved and get the approval of others. We walk by all different types of motivations and emotions, but we don't live our life. Most of us don't live our life walking by faith, believing the promise of God and the purposes of God and the provisions of God will be sufficient for us. No, but God desires us to be men and women of faith. Now, this faith thing is so real that in Luke chapter 18 and verse number 8, Jesus asked the question, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth? It's almost as if he's saying, listen, this world's going to get to a point where so many people are going to be driven by fear and by uncertainty and by finances and by the approval of others, right? They're not going to be driven, living, walking by faith. So when the Son of Man comes, when Jesus comes back, he's like, when I come back, will I find faith on this earth? That's the thing. The faith is so critical to our walk with God. So yeah, we read the word, and yeah, we pray, and yes, we're fasting, but all of it is done under the umbrella that we believe that God is and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. So I want to just encourage you to continue to live a life by faith to step out there, and that when fear comes in, when doubts come in, when disbelief comes in, when you feel motivated or compelled to do something because of financial reasons or for the approval of others, I want you to take a step back and say, no, God, I want to live my life by faith. The just shall live by faith. Faith is the thing that pleases God. God, I believe your word. No matter what everyone else is telling me, no matter what anyone else is saying, God, I believe that you are true. And I want to be a man and woman of faith. Listen, be encouraged today. God is, in fact, he hears us. He's listening to your prayers. He acknowledges your fast. He's walking with you. He's trying to speak to you. Take some time today to dig into the word and to dig into prayer and hear what he has to say, and continue today to live a life powered and fueled by faith. And as always, by God's grace, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.